This here's Clint. And what we're going to do today on Whiskey Wheels and Wrenches, we're going to put Whiskey Wheels and Wrenches. Wrench. Whiskey Wheels and Wrenches. We're going to put this here on. This is a, what is this thing called? It's a tailgate light bar. This is one of them fancy lights that goes across the bottom of your tailgate. This one's pretty nice, I must say. It's got left and right turn signals, obviously. Well, no, they don't all have that, I don't believe. No, some of them just have a brake light, a running light and brake light. This has the running light, brake light, right and left turn signals, and reverse. And the double flashes if you put your hazard on it. Yeah, that's to be expected if it's got a left and right turn signal. One thing nice about this is that it just plugs right into your, what's that called? Your trailer plug. That's all. So we're going to have to figure out how we want to do that. And it also, the regular wires plug into the trailer plug thingy, but then your reverse light, you actually have to tie into the reverse light in the tail light itself. So looks like we're taking the tail light off and getting to it. Alright, well, let's get over to the garage. I already took it out of the package, but let's get over there to the garage and get this thing put in. Alright. Alright, here's what we got. We got this this light strip here. It's one of the ones that goes across the tailgate. That's the only paper that came with it, telling you what the wires are, and then on the back tells you how to install it. But it's pretty simple because it's got this right here, this trailer plug, and then this red wire gets tied into your reverse lights. Let's get this on there and see how it looks. First thing you got to do is check to make sure everything works. That there's a left turn signal. That there's a right turn signal. Hit the brake. Brake works. Wow, it's really bright. And reverse. Reverse ain't going to work. It ain't hooked up, you dummy. Alright, let's get this thing on. Alright, I was doing some looking underneath, and there ain't really nowhere to run this wire in a good place. So we're going to take all this wire, and we're going to wrap it with some black tape, and then we're going to run it down here, put a drop of glue here and there, maybe hot glue or something, to hold it in place so that the wire stays inside of here, it stays protected, and then it runs right down to that plug. Alright, we took the old vinyl racing striping off there because it was starting to get a little old and decrepit, so that's gone. Got it all cleaned up because you got to have a clean metal for the tape to stick to. Second thing we did was we measured the width of the tailgate, put a little piece of tape there right where the middle is. Yeah, it's pretty much under that star, that little bow tie there. And then we measured the light itself, put a piece of tape in the middle of that. So now we're going to put this, the strip up there. We're going to put it on the downside of this little bevel here because we've got a nice straight edge. Let's get her on. Little pro tip: once you take this back taping stuff off, what you're going to want to do is you're going to line it up there, and you're just going to easily push on it, just enough so it stays. Then you're going to measure your gap on this side versus your gap on this side. It looks pretty good. So now the fun part of making sure that strip stays straight the whole way across. Now, as you notice right there, put a couple drops of hot glue. Tuck the wire back there behind there. Another drop there. Some here in that corner. That'll keep that wire from moving around. Alright, now this truck here is a 2016 Chevy Silverado. And you got 3 wires going in here, which I thought was a little weird. I never saw it before. As it turns out, after using a tester, the green one is your hot wire. That's what you're going to tie this red wire into. Alright, everything's installed. Let's make sure it works. Alright, we got parking. There's a left turn signal. Right turn signal. There's the brake. And good old reverse. Works like a charm. Alright, well, that wasn't a bad job at all. I was pleasantly surprised that when you put the turn signal on, it's kind of like the new Mustangs. It has a series light where it goes from one end to the other. So it starts out here. Well, there's no light on. You hit the turn signal and it whoop, 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 lights up like that. That's pretty damn cool. Does the same thing for the other side. Whenever you put the 4-ways on, though, the orange strip itself just blinks. It doesn't go from the middle out, which that would be kind of cool if it did, but it doesn't. The reverse lights, the white lights, pretty bright. I was surprised at that. Overall, I'm completely pleased with it. It was a little bit of a pain getting that reverse light tied in. Not a big deal. It just depends on the vehicle you have as to how easy it's going to be to get to it. Let's see what else. Other notable things. The wires. Now, if you wanted to, you could just hardwire this, cut the plug in off, hardwire it in. But being that it plugs into the trailer thing is pretty nice. Most newer trucks, most of them that have the towing package, have the round trailer plug and the rectangle trailer plug, the old style one. So it's nice to have both of them. I would imagine, I haven't tried this, but I imagine if you plug your trailer in and have this plugged in, it would still work, because either way there's still power going to that plug on both ends, so it should still work. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's see what else. An issue I had on mine, because I put one of these on my truck and my Pa's truck. My Pa's truck's the one in the video. The issue I had with mine is that first thing you got to do is plug it in to see which way is left and right. So you plug it in, turn your left turn signal on, you see which side of it's going to blink from. That's how you know which side needs to go on. The issue I had was that standing in the back of the vehicle, my trailer plug was on the right side of the license plate, and my Pa's was on his Silverado was on the left side. So when we put his on, the wires just came down over and right to the plug. Mine, on the other hand, had to go down way over. Well, actually, I took mine down underneath, over, up, and fished it through and got it in. So I had to add about a foot of wire to each one. Obviously not to the reverse light, because that just ties right into the tail lights. But to run that plug over, I had to put about four 12-inch pieces of wire in there, just so I had extra room to get it over there. Again, not a big deal. Took maybe I'm gonna say about a half hour, and that's just, you know, not really getting to it, but it took about a half hour to get done. I think the price was like 25 bucks or something. You can't beat that. And it looks pretty nice. It looks good on there. It's nice and low profile. It's only about 1/4 of an inch thick, maybe 1/2 inch wide. So it's not very much. The two-way tape, it's just regular 3M molding tape, so it's gonna hold it. I'm pretty happy with it, to say the least. And like I said, for 25 bucks, you better go out there and buy yourself one. Buy a couple of them, hand them out for Christmas gifts. I don't know what you're gonna do. But all right, back to the garage. We'll see what we're working on next. All right.